Alright, I don't know if this is working. My first time doing a live unboxing. It's been a while. But I thank you guys for your support. As you guys know, I am a big iPhone guy, in case you didn't know that already. Most of the time I am using my iPhone as my daily driver, with Android being sort of like the side chick, the side phone that I like to mess around with. But I thought, you know what? I have T-Mobile, I have Jump on demand, meaning I can jump at any time, and I can upgrade phones as I please. And I was like, well, as we wait for the iPhone X to come out, why not play with the iPhone 8 Plus and see you know, how different it is compared to the iPhone 7 Plus. I have been using the 7 Plus for quite some time now, and I like it a lot. I mean, I honestly don't feel like there's a need to upgrade, but I haven't made a video for you guys in a while, and I thought that this would be a really cool unboxing. I hope this is working. Like I said, I've never really live streamed before, but I'm excited. Let me see if this is actually working. I hope you guys can hear me. Let me... Oh. Got a phone call. Okay. It looks like it's working. I'm gonna mute myself. So 7 Plus, iPhone 8 Plus. This is the silver version. Let's do this, baby. 64 gig. I don't know how long I'm gonna keep this phone. I might just use it for 2 weeks and return it. I might hold on to it for a while. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this iPhone. But a few things that I am excited to check out is the camera, and obviously the new build. Now, I'm using the 7 Plus Jet Black, so this is a very slippery phone, and I feel like compared to aluminum, the glass feel on this 8 Plus is going to be very similar to what I'm already used to. But I go through phases. I usually go black, white, I alternate colors. And I was getting tired of seeing a black phone, so I decided to go with the silver. Especially because this is very reminiscent of the iPhone 4S, which was my favorite design of all time. iPhone 4 and 4S was great. Wow. It's been a while since I did an unboxing, and it's really nice peeling off the plastic. Wow. This is awesome. I really like this glass back. Wow, it's very, very nice. It's just like the iPhone 4S. It just reminds me of that a lot. Yeah, I like this. I like this so far. Like I said, though, it it feels exactly like the jet black iPhone. Like the same sort of like feel on the back and finish. Wow, this is a beautiful phone. You know, a lot of people talk shit about the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus, but don't sleep on it. You know, a lot of people are gonna be obviously waiting and opting out for the iPhone X. I'm gonna call it the iPhone X. I don't care what the fuck you guys call it, iPhone 10 or whatever. But honestly, I think that this is such an underrated phone because it has the same guts as the X. It has the same processor. It has the same camera. Um, so if you're not someone that wants an all-screen display and you don't want to wait probably like 3 to 4 months to get your hands on an iPhone, and you're rocking like a 6 or a 6S, you know, you didn't jump to the 7, this is going to be a great phone for you. I'm just going to go through the setup real quick. This, I want to say, has the two-tone display. What is this? If you have an iPhone running iOS 11, bring it nearby to sign in automatically. Interesting. I don't know if I want to do that. Oh, wow, hold on. It just showed up. It just showed up. Where'd it go? So, again, this is all new to me, guys, so hold on. There you go. Look at that. Set up your new iPhone. This will transfer your current settings. Unlock to continue. Wow. Okay. So if you wanted to, you can just literally just sign in on your old phone to the new one. That's pretty cool for those that are trying to transfer everything and not, you know, suffer. This is actually pretty cool. It's a nice little trick. I like that. I'm just going to set it up manually because I don't want to... I'm just going to start fresh. Use cellular, blah, blah, blah. Hello, Johan. Thanks for watching, man. I appreciate it. También hablo español. Arriba las Chivas. You know, Chiva Tech is, if you guys don't know what my name means, Chiva in Spanish is goat. And I'm a big soccer fan, a big football fan. My first YouTube channel was ChivaMX10, and I used to do soccer cleats, like soccer boots reviews. I used to do unboxings. And I decided to make a tech channel because I started working in the tech industry. And that's why I created a second channel with Chiva in the name. For those that were wondering what Chiva Tech means. But I really do appreciate everyone that has subscribed to my channel and has left a comment on my videos. You know, I really wish I could do this like a full-time thing. You know, but as you all know, here in the States, it's very expensive, so I have a full-time job. But I love making YouTube videos. I love talking about phones. I love playing with new phones. And it's the reason why I created this channel. So I'm just going to wait for this to activate. While we do that, let me show you guys what else comes in the box. For those that don't know what comes in an iPhone. Packaging is always great. You get the earpods, which a lot of people think are wireless because of the way they're presented, but these are a lightning connection. And then you also get the adapter, which is very clutch and easy to lose. I use my headphones every day. I use the adapter every day for, you know, some higher end headphones. And this thing, if you don't have it, you're fucked. So don't lose that. Obviously, lightning cable, and then you get a wall wart. Now, one new feature about this iPhone 8 Plus that's exciting for me is that it supports wireless charging. I have a wireless charger, I just can't find the power brick to it, but I am very excited to try that out. You know, I'm so happy that Apple finally decided to make this phone a wireless charger compatible. Now, and I'm also surprised that they didn't make a proprietary, you know, type of connection, because I would have been really irritated, and that's usually what Apple does. So I'm not going to set up Touch ID. a lot of controversy on the new iPhone X about the whole removal of the home button and not having, relying on facial recognition, which, I think it's going to be a big hit or miss. I'm just not a big fan of face unlock, I have an Galaxy S8 and it has face unlock and or iris, it has an iris scanner built in. I don't really like using it because you always have to hold up your phone to your face. And say you're on, like for me, I take Metro, I take the subway, and it's just very awkward and uncomfortable to have to like hold your phone to your face and unlock it because you have a bunch of people just like standing next to you, behind you, in front of you, and it's just awkward to have, to hold it up to your face every time you want to use your phone to unlock your phone. Whereas, you could just put your thumb over the home button and boom, you're in. Let's take a look at here. Express settings. I always like to see what privacy I'm giving up, so have to enable unlock. Location services. I don't want to use Siri. I don't want to share my analytics with Apple. True tone display. So this is the big thing about the new iPhone. It has a sensor that adjusts the display depending on the color or the tones around you. This is something that I've used on my iPad Pro, so I'm already familiar with it. So without the true tone, you can see it has like a bluish tinge to it. With it, it sort of warms up the display, so that's pretty nice. Meet the new home button. For those that don't know, this is a solid state button. It doesn't actually go in anymore, so you can choose the vibration. I always like 3. It was like the closest thing to the mechanical button. The display, just keep it normal, get started, boom. So we are in. This is the new iPhone 8 Plus. Swipe up, you get your control center. I'm already familiar with iOS 11. I would run the beta on my 7 Plus. I don't like the way the notifications are. It's just a pain in the ass. Like, let me show you my iPhone 7 Plus. It's a pain in the fucking ass. Like, when you swipe down, you used to be able to, like, read all your notifications. Now it's, like, kind of like the lock screen again. I don't know. I don't like the way they did this. On the iPhone 10, you're going to be able to swipe, I think, from the right-hand side to access, I think, your control center. So the gesture is going to be a lot more interesting on the iPhone X. I already have a notification. Yeah, I don't want to set that up. Honestly, from a 7 Plus to an 8, it's not that big of a deal. But you can kind of see the difference there. They look exactly the same. I mean, just a new paint job, a new camera, better display. Let's see. Let's open up this camera. Sure. So one of the new things on the iPhone 8 is the portrait lens. Let me see if I can take a photo. So sorry, you guys can't see this, but let's see if I can take a photo. Yeah, no, I can't get the portrait lens to work, but you have these new modes where you can take a photo, and in live time you actually have a like a studio, like quality grade photo. Let me see if I can take a selfie. Oh wait, selfie doesn't let you. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna make another video, obviously, like with a hands-on using it. I'm gonna go out and play with it, you know, record some footage, mess around with the slow-mo camera that got better, and just really test this camera, because this is the same camera that's gonna be on the iPhone X. So I'm excited to use it. Let me go into the settings and see what the default settings are for the camera. Camera, so preserve setting, blah blah blah. Grid. Okay, so you can record video at, let me see, that might be able to help you guys out. So you can record at 1080p 30 frames, at 60 frames, 4K at 24 frames, 4K at 30 frames, 4K at 60 frames. And I think, oh my god, that's going to be the most exciting part of this camera. I cannot wait to test out 4K at 60 frames. Now, I honestly would not recommend using 4K at 60 frames unless you have hardware to take advantage of that, right? So what I mean by that is, if you don't have a 4K display and you don't have a 4K display at 60 frames, don't record in 4K at 60 frames, because I'm pretty sure that 1 minute of this is gonna take up, like, it says it right here, 400 megabytes is 1 minute. 60 frames at 4K. That's insane. I'm gonna leave it at 4K at 60 frames because I do have the hardware to do that. Slow-mo, this is another thing. 240 frames at 1080p, so this is awesome. Just to give you guys an idea, on the 7 Plus, let's take a look here. I'll show you what you can do. So slow-mo on the 7 Plus is 720p at 240. So you now have full HD slow-mo. And that's going to make a world of difference, because when you record in 240 frames, it gets a little grainy, a little bit gritty. And at 720p, you know, it's just potato, right? So getting full HD is going to be great. Again, going back to the recording video, just to give you guys an idea, for those that don't know the difference between the 7 and the 7 Plus, or sorry, 7 Plus and the 8 Plus. Sorry, I have to get used to these names. The 7 Plus taps out at 4K 30 frames per second. So now you get 60 frames a second. I'm really excited to use that. And I can already tell the difference too. If you guys can see here, I'm using a Logitech webcam, so I'm sorry if the quality is kind of shitty. But you can already tell the difference between the displays, the True Tone display on the iPhone 8 Plus and then the 7 Plus. So you can see my 7 Plus has a very cool bluish like temperature to this display, whereas the iPhone 8 Plus has that sensor that detects that I'm in a warmer environment, and that's why the display is you know, warmer. And it kind of reminds me of the night shift on this iPhone 7 Plus, which I don't even know how to, here we go, wait. So it's kind of similar to the night mode on the iPhone 7 Plus, right? If you turn that setting on, it's kind of similar. So that's like the big difference, right? So the camera is a little bit better. Scan QR codes, that's pretty cool. Formats, high efficiency, most compatible. So it looks like you have a little bit more control over the settings on the camera. So let me read this. I'm reading this upside down. Let's see. To reduce file size, capture photos and videos in the high efficiency formats. Most compatible will always use JPEG, but 60 frames per... Okay. I'm not sure what that means, but you can change the format. You have auto HDR. That's pretty much it. I don't see anything different there. So yeah, I'm gonna make sure to test out the camera. That's gonna be the biggest difference, is the camera. Slightly better display. Obviously performance too. I mean, this is the most efficient operating system on a device, so I know that it's going to be buttery smooth. I don't know how much faster it's going to be than the 7 Plus, but I'll be able to test that with like opening videos and browsing on the web. I use the Safari quite a bit, so you know that's going to be probably the best way to test out the performance. Overall though, I like the phone, but it's if you hold these two side by side, it's gonna be very hard to, like, if you hand this phone to somebody, that your average consumer, they're not going to know the difference between these two phones. Even if they start using the camera, they're still not going to be able to tell the difference, man. Like, I'm gonna be completely honest, this feels like the same phone. So if you have a 7 Plus, there is no reason to get the 8 Plus unless you are obsessed with the camera, because that's really the only upgrade you're going to get on the 8 Plus is the camera. Sure, again, it's going to be a little bit faster, maybe more battery efficient, but yeah, there's no reason to upgrade from a 7 Plus to an 8 Plus. You're best off to wait and, I don't know, sell your soul for iPhone X, iPhone 10. Obviously, the most important thing is to ask you guys what you guys want to see in my review, what you guys want me to test out. For me, the first thing I'm going to do is test the camera out. Test out the new portrait mode with the lighting and all that, and then that's gonna be pretty much it. Portrait mode. So like I said, natural light, you have studio light, you have contour light, you have stage light, and you have stage light mono, which is just black and white. So that's the new camera mode. And then obviously the video at 4K 60 frames a second. So those are the two huge features on this new iPhone. I'm gonna call it quits here, but for those that are watching, Johan, gracias. Muchas gracias for watching the video. I will make sure to respond to any comments, any questions that you guys have, and then use my professional camera to get some nice shots and do like a more in-depth review. Right now, I'm using my Nikon. It is a D5300, but I have a wicked lens, the Nikon 50mm at 1.2. So I've been playing around with this lens quite a bit. It has a ridiculous depth of field at 1.2, and it has a manual aperture ring, so I can actually, on the fly as I'm recording video, change the aperture, which is something I couldn't get from my last lens. And I wish I could be more consistent on my channel and upload content like every week, but it's hard for me with a full-time job. But do know that I do care about you guys, that I do think about you guys, and that I will be a little bit more disciplined and try to upload at least once a month. I think that's like a realistic goal for me. We do have a lot of exciting phones coming out. So we have obviously the iPhone X, which I'll do my best to get my hands on. It's not going to be easy. I can already anticipate it being sold out within a couple of minutes, but I will try. And as far as Android phones go, I am going to be getting the V30. to replace my Galaxy S8. I'm using a Galaxy S8 at the moment for Android, and it's great. It's a great phone. I've had it since launch, but the V30 looks like it's phone of the year candidate from the specs, from the display, from everything that I've heard of the phone. I can't wait to get my hands on that. And then obviously we have to wait to see what Mother Google has to announce. Hopefully, I want to say like next month. In October, they're going to be announcing the new Pixel 2, which I hope this time they don't fuck up and, make it another Verizon exclusive. Like, I don't understand why T-Mobile didn't pick up that phone, because, T-Mobile was the carrier that Google worked with in the beginning for their first Nexus product. So the fact that they went off with Verizon and made it a Verizon exclusive phone, it's kind of like, really? One thing I will tell you about Google, sorry I'm getting off tangent from the Apple phone, but one thing that I find interesting about Google is that now that they're making their own hardware and, they're making their own phones, they've realized that it is very difficult to get screens. And I know a buddy that works for Google, specifically in the hardware department, and he says that Apple has bought out every single display for the next 10 years, and that's why Google had such a hard time releasing the Pixel and keeping the Pixel in stocking. It was so hard to get your hands on a Pixel, and that's why. So I think this year they teamed up with LG to make the Pixel 2, and hopefully that means that it's going to be mass produced, and again, hopefully that means that it's going to be available on multiple carriers, not just make it a Verizon exclusive again, but we'll see. But I'm excited to see what Google does with their Nexus line or Pixel line. I'm excited to get my hands on the V30, and obviously excited to do my best to get my hands on an iPhone X. That's the phone that everyone wants, and everyone's going to be trying getting a month from now. And after seeing this color, the white and silver, I'll probably do the same for the iPhone X. I honestly like this. And I like the fact that on the iPhone X, the front is still black, so it's not like a white frame. So yeah, I think silver is going to be the more popular of the two. Just because I'm kind of sick of the piano finish on my 7 Plus, to be honest. I haven't been able to rock this phone naked because it's such a fingerprint magnet, and it's so easy to slip out of the hand. For those wondering, I want to say, yep, you can use your existing case. So good news, guys, you don't need a new case if you're coming from a 7 Plus. It fits it. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same. Maybe slightly. No, it's the same. Yeah, this is the same case. It'll fit, guys. Let me just make sure. Yeah, it's the same case. So same dimensions. This is an official Apple case. This is the leather. So for those wondering, yes, you can use your iPhone 7 Plus accessories. Here's another one. This is a peel. It's like the thinnest case that you can get for an iPhone. There you go. Like a glove. Really defeats the purpose, though. That's why I got the white one. I wanted to switch things up. You know what Apple should have done with the iPhone X, and this is a missed opportunity here, is by eliminating the chance of using your thumbprint to unlock your phone, right? They could have put it on the back of the phone, and I know that's such a copycat move from the LGs and the Samsungs, and I mean my Huawei Pixel. Actually, let me bring it out. Okay. So these are the Androids that I have. But Huawei and Nexus, Google, whatever, designed this. This is my favorite design as far as fingerprint scanners because it was just so easy, right? It was accurate, it was fast, it worked, right? So like I can unlock my phone and it's like boom. Simple, easy, works every freaking time. It was a fast fingerprint scanner. This is great. This is a perfect, is in the perfect location. It's not too high. It's not too low. It's like perfect, right? Sammy, on the other hand, decided to put the fingerprint scanner next to the camera. Now, this is the Galaxy S8, right? So this is a smaller brother of the S8 Plus and the new like Note 8, right? So those phones are a lot more, they're a lot taller and a little bit more awkward to hold in the hand with one hand. So this one is hit and miss. Like there's times it just does not want to register my finger. There's times it just says, oh, like misread. It just doesn't work the way it needs to. And it's because of the awkward location. It's like right under the camera or to the side of the camera. And it's just not, it's not, as you can see, it's like hit or miss. Like it's, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You know? So I don't like the fact that it's right there. But they still gave you the option. On the iPhone, right? This would have been a perfect opportunity to put it right on the Apple logo. I thought that was going to be, that would have been so clever to put it right on the Apple logo. And boom, you're in. Like, look how easy it is to put your index finger there. They should have put a sensor there to unlock your phone. They should have gave us the option of doing that on the iPhone 10. I think that would have been a great opportunity. I think that it would have been clever, right? And it would help people from using that new face unlock feature, which I'm very skeptical about it. I'm not going to be using it. I'm not going to be using the facial recognition. I'm sorry. Nice try, Apple. You know, when Apple did the fingerprint scanner, it took me a long time to cave into it. So with the facial recognition, and I don't feel comfortable doing it. I know how uncomfortable it is, and I know how inaccurate it's gonna be. So by doing this, it would have been, you know what I mean? And then you could have made it like a gesture too, like not just to unlock the phone, but like on Android phones where you can swipe like this, and then the notification bar actually goes down. So that's something that you can do on the Google Pixel and all the Nexus 6P. So you can actually use the sensor, the fingerprint sensor, to scroll down. See? It's like that. So by putting a sensor on the back of the Apple logo, you'd be able to do that, and that would have been awesome. It's also something that you can do on the Galaxy. See? So on the Galaxy phone, you can also use the fingerprint scanner as a kind of like a cursor, like a mouse. You can like swipe down without having to, because it's very difficult to reach the top of the phone with one hand, right? It really is like to like use your thumb to like reach over the top. It's very difficult. So being able to use the fingerprint sensor to like whoop, swipe down, and then from there it's like easy. Missed opportunity, Apple. Anyways, I'm going off topic. Thank you for watching. I love you guys, and I will upload another video. Give me like 10 days so I can play with the iPhone and give you guys like some real feedback. And I promise you I will be back. Saludos desde San Francisco.